I didn't have a good set. I didn't think. And they didn't really, the feedback that they gave me, it's, Norm Macdonald was sitting right in front of me.
Yeah.
And
Boy,
Roseanne,
he looks like hell.
And Roseanne was in the middle. Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, he looks better as Colonel Sanders.
What? And then Keenan Ivory Wayans.
I like him.
He was the nicest one to me. He liked me the most, and the other two were like not very complimentary.
Really, the only true comedian on that panel. And Roseanne's funny.
She's the only one that out of the three that had ever done stand up.
Yeah.
The other two aren't even stand up comics.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Roseanne's appearance on the Johnny Carson show.
I have that DVD set that's like the best of Carson, and it's all those comics from the 80s when they hit the big time and they got their break.
Yeah, well, that's why I give Roseanne respect, because, she was a mom with kids, and she's like, I'm just going to try this, and she just rocked it, you know? So,
Well, when she went on Carson, she already had been at it for several years. She didn't just shoot to stardom overnight. And
she worked the club
She
scene,
was from Denver, and she worked the clubs, and she honed her act and then went to L.A.
Yeah.
And got discovered overnight, but it wasn't overnight.
No, it never is. But is that the key? You got to go to New York City or L.A. to really be discovered these days?
I think so.
Yeah. So are you going to move?
No, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing and the way I want to do it, and I'm okay.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's Julie Scoggins. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back in studio with her in just a couple minutes. It's the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports. Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports, broadcasted live from our Harbor Nissan studios. Julie Scoggins, the comedian at Vasani's tonight, and Bill Siebert in studio with me. So are you going back home after the show tonight? Or are you staying in town till, Friday?
I'm going to fly home tomorrow.
On Thanksgiving?
That's a good day to go. There's nobody on the plane.
I never really thought about it that way.
And I'm going to fly, but I can get home by noon. I'll be home for lunch.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I like getting invited over to somebody's house anyway. See, I don't have to cook.
Right? Oh, yeah. That's my thing. I don't want to
cook. I like an assignment. I want to bring something. Last year, my cousin's wife told me to bring apple pie. I brought the moonshine, the drinkable.
That's what I said to Teresa. I was like, hey, I'm going to probably come out to Thanksgiving. What do you guys need? Any alcohol, liquor?
That's it, man.
I was thinking you got a ton of food. You need
and the upside too. If the power goes out, we got something to burn for light and heat.
Right?
Yeah, boy. So I love apple pie. Oh gosh. I can sip on that all day, all afternoon and be happy.
Apple pie moonshine.
Oh, it's so good.
Nice.
It's so good. But I don't like the store-bought kind. I want the kind that somebody made from an old family recipe. I want some that a guy that wears overalls 365 days a year had a hand in making.
The last time I had moonshine was at the Station Inn, and I was sipping out of it out of a little mason jar with Jim Lauderdale.
Is that up in North Carolina?
No, that was in Nashville.
Station
Inn. Yeah,
Inn.
the Station in Nashville. It's like this little bluegrass club. And,
I've heard that term. I know I've heard of that place.
3-time Grammy Award winner Jim Lauderdale was out there performing, and I got to be the MC of that show. And I was like, yeah, and I guess at the Station Inn, they don't sell it to you because it's illegal. But if you sneak backstage and they ask for some moonshine, they bring it to you in a mason jar.
Of course.
And that stuff literally made me go blind for like 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm sure.
Really?
It was horrible. I was like, how do you drink this stuff? Matter of fact, I got a picture of us after we just drank it and look at our eyes and our face. We look like we look crazy.
Well, that doesn't sound like a good batch.
It is. I got the picture in my office. I'll show it to you after the show. It's hilarious. You'll be like, look at Jim Lauderdale's eyes. He's bugging out.
That doesn't sound like a good batch there. It needs to be made like old school, like people that really, really know. It's not like cooking meth, It's like you gotta really know what you're doing.
This stuff could power a jet airplane. This stuff was horrible. But I'm not a drinker as it is.
Oh, okay. It shouldn't be like medicine.
Yeah.
It should be good. You should enjoy it.
Yeah, I never had flavored moonshine before. Right? Apple pie sounds good.
It has pieces of apples and cinnamon. It tastes just like pie.
Wow.
It's incredible.
I'll have to go make some in my bathtub.
And knock your thing in the dirt.
Nice.
If I had one, it might.
It's about the only thing you haven't had, right?
You should write a book, all the people you've met. You really have had a good career.
Yeah, it's been fun. I can't complain.
I know.
But I still
envy
do.
You. I love all the artists and the Americana, people that you get to meet.
We have the same love of music, which is nice.
Man.
And that's why I think you should tour with these guys. You know what I mean? I think you should go on tour with Jason Isbell and John Hyatt and open for these guys.
Outlaw Country is doing a cruise in February.
Yeah.
And I have written to them to try to get a job on it as an MC. I said, I will introduce your bands. I will go for free if you will just give me a place to stay and let me come on the trip.
You got to email Delbert McClinton and go on his blues cruise.
Sandy Beaches.
The Sandy Beaches cruise.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. The lineup for those cruises are crazy. I know, I love Delbert too.
He's like 75 now.
I know, and he gets shorter every year.
Oh my God. And his head gets bigger.
He does.
I mean physically bigger.
Yeah, but he's hilarious. If you haven't never met Delbert McClinton, this guy could be a stand-up comic too. He's very funny. Yeah, he cracks me up.
I walked up to him backstage one time at a barbecue festival in North Carolina in Charlotte, and I said, "Oh my gosh, Delbert, would you take a picture with me?" And he went, "Fuck no!"
Oh, watch your mouth.
I thought you could beat me.
Oops! Oh, you didn't hear that.
That's what he said, though.
Okay, we don't have a delete button, Julie.
Oh, my bad. He said footage. No. And I was taken aback. I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he said that."
Well, that first time I met Delbert McClinton was also in Nashville, and I was interviewing this girl named Bonnie Bishop, who's an up-and-coming singer-songwriter out of Mississippi.
Right.
And she's a bluesy kind of singer, too. And I was like, let's wrap this up, because I got Delbert coming in like 5 minutes. She's like, "Can I meet Delbert McClinton?"
Oh, he's wonderful.
I introduced her to Delbert McClinton, and they disappeared for like 45 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. It was 20 minutes.
He is a tomcat, isn't he?
He is.
He is.
He's no Billy Bob Thornton, though. Billy Bob was the worst.
He was the biggest horn dog.
Yeah, Billy Bob. Okay, he was in this band. He's in this band called the Boxmasters. It's like this rockabilly kind of band. Really good band. I got to give him credit for that.
The Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. Before he started acting, he was a ZZ Top cover band. He was the drummer. Believe it or not, before he got into acting. Well, he's down there with his band, and every time I ran into Billy Bob, in the morning he's with this blonde, in the afternoon I saw him with a brunette, at nighttime I saw him with this redhead. I was like, geez, he's got a smorgasbord full of women. But what I found out is he don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't do anything. He's got a
Billy Bob doesn't?
He's just got a little addiction when it comes to the ladies.
Whatever winds you watch, I guess.
Yeah, so that's his downfall, I guess.
And I've always thought he was so sexy anyway. I guess that's how he's successful at it. He is.
I guess he looks good in the movies, but in person, he doesn't look that great.
Well, yeah.
He's more like Bad Santa in person.
He really is. He's in reality, he's bald. So I don't know. And he's not very tall. He's only like an inch taller than me.
Yeah.
He's not very tall at all. So I was like, I don't know. I don't understand the Billy Bob sex appeal. I don't know what Angelina Jolie saw in him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Julia Roberts thought Lyle Lovett looked hot.
I was just thinking of that too with Lyle Lovett.
So there.
The Rockin' Rooster.
Yeah. I know. I look at him still and I go, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
I love his music.
Yeah, me too.
So I guess that's the key to getting Julia Roberts.
Turn the light out.
Just sing her a song.
And turn off the light.
Turn off the lights.
Turn off the lights.
Nice. Yeah, that's Lyle Lovett for you.
I love him. I
do
too. I love him.
But like Brooks and Dunn, they had an opener. Ron White used to open for them, and they go on tour.
A lot of my friends open for bands. I would totally do that. I'm talking to some people in Charlotte, my hometown, about opening for a couple of bands up there. There's a band called Preacher Stone. Okay. You ever heard of them? They're actually on Sons of Anarchy. They're on the soundtrack.
See, I don't watch that show. So
I haven't seen it much. But
I heard it was really good.
Yeah, I watched it some, but never really got it. I don't watch much TV, really.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's not like I'm watching something else either. I don't watch anything, really, but news. And then that's just enough to piss me off, and then I turn that off.
Right.
But anyways, so I'm talking to them about maybe opening for them some.
Huh. I was thinking like Sturgis. That'd be a great place for you to do your comic.
Sometimes it is. I've done some bike rallies. I do Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I do Bike Week every year in May.
Yeah.
I've tried to do Daytona.
Yeah. Well, because that's what I mean. You'd like be a perfect spokesperson for Harley. Jack Daniels.
I was actually going to approach Harley Davidson. I got the email address and the contact info for Karen Davidson, who's the daughter, you know, and because I know Bubba Blackwell, who is the stunt jumper who is sponsored by Harley Davidson.
Oh, wow.
And he broke all of Evel Knievel's records. This dude, I'm telling you, I can't believe people don't know who he is. I guess the Evel Knievel generation is so old now.
Yeah.
And somehow it just they didn't discover him.
Wow. I even had an Evel Knievel wind-up toy when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember that with a ramp and you wind it up and
there he goes.
Yeah.
I see it on Facebook all the time. It's a picture of Sheriff. You had one of these. I was like, yeah.
Nice.
I bet you get something for that on eBay now.
I bet.
Yeah. Especially if it still works.
Yeah, no doubt.
You had like a little track or something and you make a little ramp.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like that show Pawn Stars. I mean, they take anything nowadays. Anything.
Yeah, all those shows, I feel like they're all
scripted.
Oh, yeah.
Now, at the beginning they weren't, but now, I mean, you run out of stuff.
Yeah, you run, yeah.
Well, I got a buddy in Vegas, and that's what I said. I was like, man, I want to go see Chum Lee and Rick. Yeah. And he looked at me, and he's like, you're crazy. He's like, that's all scripted. There's a line a mile around the building. It's like, it's not even worth it. Yeah. I was like, really?
I went to the American Pickers warehouse in Nashville. And I thought, oh man, I'm going to go in there and there's going to be all these old gas pumps and all the stuff that they pick.
Is that where they're based out of? Is it Nashville?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Well, it's,
they kind of go all over though, don't
they're
they?
like in Iowa or something. They're out west too.
Yeah.
Like, not Des Moines. They are, but anyways, I went to this one and it's, what is it called? Antique archaeology.
I don't know.
Antique archaeology,
Okay.
I think is the name of their
A
company.
study of antiquities.
But it's nothing but a T-shirt shop.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, T-shirts, coffee cups, and key rings, you know, and stuff like that.
See, that's
it's
not
just
what I was,
crap.
Yeah, I was expecting like old vintage signs and old gas pumps, like you were
old
saying.
76 gas station, that kind of thing.
Old motorcycles, old gas tank lamps.
Because you see all the
Old
stuff that they
Harley
pick up
Davidson.
and they're supposedly restoring.
I don't know where it goes.
Yeah, it's scripted.
They have a website too that you can go on and look at stuff, but I don't know where all that.
That's how
probably
they do
what
it.
they do. They probably go sell it so they make money.
Yep.
It's
It's like,
all about making
we got an
money.
order for this. Let's go on eBay and find one real cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just make it look like it's all rusty and just throw it in the back of this barn and we'll go find it.
You know, and I think that too. They do set up stuff. They stage it.
Yeah.
Because I've heard people say, like, there's a guy in North Carolina that isn't far from me that has a big lot of old cars and travel trailers, like those old Airstream trailers from the 40s. And there was a segment where they came and tried to buy that thing from him.
Oh, wow.
And he said they told him what they wanted for it. The guy told the pickers what he wanted for the trailer, and it was like he wanted like 45. He said, and it was 45,000.
Oh God!
And he got all excited.
4,500.
Yeah, he thought he meant 40. He was like done, and he was like, no, you know. And they ended up not buying anything because the guy was such hard to deal with. But
yep. Guys don't really want to sell anything.
But that place was not set up. This guy really had a good place. But I understand that a lot of the places they go, that they've already decided what they're going to find, and they've already put things in places so they can just walk to them and dig them out. And
all right. Well, that's Julie Scoggins. We're going to come right back to her. But first, this is a sports show, believe it or not. So we're going to take a quick break. And here is our Westwood One update on the NFL. I'm sure they're going to clue you in on all the Thursday games. And then we'll be back right after that on the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports. Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports. In studio, Bill Siebert and Julie Scoggins, who's performing at Fasani's tonight. What time's that show? 8 o'clock tonight. Tickets 629-9191 or log on to Fasani.net. All new website they got set up there. Looks pretty good. You can even print out the schedule, which is nice.
And the food is still awesome as ever. I've been coming here for many, many years. And this week they have this, oh my gosh, they have this salmon.
Oh, yeah, the slammin' salmon.
I have had it every night. And my husband, for example, would never eat the same thing 3 nights in a row.
I'm the same way. I don't eat the
Oh
same
my
thing
God, I have eaten it and it's so good. There's some sauce that they make that, anyway.
Nice. Well,
Heaven.
Let's go check it out. Vasani.net, 629-9191 to get your tickets. See Julie Scoggins tonight, and opening is Gid Pool.
That's right. And he's from Northport.
I did not know.
He was on the Today Show. Jane Pauley did this awesome piece on him because he started so late in life. He was 61 when he started doing stand-up.
Wow.
And he has done so well. He does cruises. He teaches classes on cruise lines now.
Yeah, I saw on his Facebook page he's writing a book.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And that'll be done, I don't know, within probably 6 months.
Yeah.
He hasn't